Alright guys, so the next step in the process, if you're using military brass, is swaging, or I guess just removing a military crimp. Let's see, as you can see on these cases, let's see if I can get it to focus. You can tell the primer pockets on them actually have little ridges around them or a ring around them that prevent you from inserting a new primer. That's not that small, that's not military size. So to make it usable for, civilian loads, whatever, you have to get rid of that to where it'll accept the new primer. So the kit that I'm using that I think is just extremely efficient, especially for a single stage press, is made by RCBS. Primer pocket swaging tool kit here. Very simple. It comes with a couple different pieces, a couple rods, and then this is for large primers, and then I inserted the one for small primers on the press. You see it fits there just like a regular shell holder does, and then it also includes this big ring here that you have to, when you do it, if you do it without putting this ring on here, you're going to notice that the case is really going to stick to it. That's to pop the case back off of it. So let me get a good view of it over here. Okay, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Move this tripod. Okay. So, to remove military crimp, make sure this doesn't come in the way here. It does. Okay, so to remove the military crimp, as you can see, this one has a crimp on it. I'm going to barely bring this up to where I can see that, I guess you could call it a nipple if you want. And then you just want to line it up to where the rod that's on this swaging tool will go inside the case, just like this. You just want to bring it all the way up and just push it down, and you're going to feel it level out right there and kind of slide into the pocket. And as you see it sticks, you're going to have to give it a little nudge to make it come off. And that, even though it still has a little bit of a ring around it, that is now big enough to accept a primer. I guess I can show you on one of these ones that are ridged too. So the same thing. Just pop it on there. Make sure it lines up with the rod. It's kind of tricky sometimes. And then push it all the way down. Give it a thump. As you can see, it stretched out that primer pocket. So I'll show you one more time. Sometimes it's even easier to put it on the rod first, like this, and then line up that piece on the bottom. You'll occasionally have brass chips fly in your face from using this, so just get used to it. But as you can see, if it'll focus, it did widen out this primer hole. So now this one will accept a primer. So, and as I said earlier, I'm using dirty cases. You should tumble all your brass before you do all this stuff, but I'm just using this for showing purposes. Alright, so that's for military brass only. If you have any other brass, commercial brass, it's really not necessary. The Remingtons, the Federals, Winchesters, whatevers, most of those have normal primer pockets. So if you see a circle on them or you see little ridges around them, they need to be either swaged like this, or you can use some sort of military crimp removal tool that will widen it out, but I think this is the most efficient. So I'll move on to the last step in just a minute.